girls who have been raped by these men. A 12-year-old in Nuneaton, an 8-year-old in Lambeth, raped. And what is this government doing to stop this? Pretending it isn't happening and persecuting those who stand up to protest. The first priority of any government is to...
How many more British girls have to be raped before we slam the gates shut on unvetted Afghan men? The numbers are blood-boiling. Watch before the media scrubs it.
Is that this government is being forced, kicking and screaming, to accept that foreign nationals are 4 times more likely to commit rape or sexual assault than British men. The inconvenient truth for the left is that the culture of men from predominantly Muslim countries, like Afghanistan, is one that holds a medieval view of women's rights. It is fundamentally alien to the centuries of progress made by our own Western culture and attitudes. Women are at risk of sexual assault and rape from these men. Hundreds of young men who arrive in this country, housed in our communities, who undoubtedly become sexually frustrated, have a warped view of their right to sexually assault women. Of the 1,453 sexual assault convictions in 2024, 25% were committed by foreign nationals. Afghan men are 3 times more likely to be convicted of a sexual offence than someone born in the United Kingdom, and represent the largest group of migrants who commit sexual violence against women. And yet we know that 18,000 at least were covertly let into this country by the last government with no security vetting. We hear shocking and disturbing stories of young girls, very young girls, who have been raped by these men. A 12-year-old in Nuneaton, an 8-year-old in Lambeth, raped. And what is this government doing to stop this? Pretending it isn't happening and persecuting those who stand up to protest. The first priority of any government is to protect its citizens. And yet this government is in denial that this is even happening. It's overseeing an establishment that is gaslighting us by hiding the facts. The data has been covered up for too long. This denial is nothing short of betrayal of our women and girls. And it's no wonder that we're now hearing about groups of concerned British men mobilising themselves into guardian angel-style street patrols, like the one funded by the philanthropist in Bedford. Street patrols out there to protect their daughters, their girlfriends, their wives, even their mothers.
This rhetoric, this blatant fear-mongering, it's a dangerous game being played. It's not about protecting women, it's about exploiting their vulnerability for political gain. The Speaker, Sarah Pochin, frames this as a national emergency, a crisis of uncontrolled immigration, painting a picture of Britain under siege by men from predominantly Muslim countries. She cherry-picks statistics, focusing on convictions by foreign nationals while conveniently ignoring the broader context. Let's be clear, sexual violence is a horrific problem, and it affects women of all backgrounds. To suggest that it's somehow unique to immigrants, particularly those from Muslim countries, is not only inaccurate but deeply offensive. It's a dangerous generalization that fuels Islamophobia and xenophobia, creating a climate of fear and prejudice. The Speaker's claims about Afghan men being 3 times more likely to be convicted of sexual offences than those born in the UK are misleading at best. They fail to account for factors like socio-economic disparities, cultural differences, and the unique challenges faced by refugees and asylum seekers. It's a simplistic, reductive analysis that ignores the complexities of immigration and crime. Furthermore, The speaker's reliance on anecdotal evidence, like the cases of young girls allegedly raped by immigrants, is deeply troubling. These stories, while heartbreaking, are not representative of the entire immigrant population. Using them to fuel a narrative of fear and danger is irresponsible and harmful. The speaker's solution? Restricting immigration, tightening border controls, and essentially shutting the door to those seeking refuge in Britain. This approach is not only morally bankrupt but also counterproductive. We need to address the root causes of sexual violence, which are deeply rooted in societal issues like gender inequality, toxic masculinity, and a lack of accountability. Blaming immigrants is a convenient distraction from these complex problems. Instead of resorting to fearmongering and scapegoating, we need to focus on creating a society where women feel safe and respected. This means investing in education, promoting gender equality, and holding perpetrators of sexual violence accountable, regardless of their background. It's also crucial to remember that the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They are individuals seeking a better life for themselves and their families. They contribute to our society in countless ways, enriching our culture and economy. We must resist the temptation to demonize entire groups of people based on their origin or religion. We need to challenge the rhetoric of fear and division and build a more inclusive and equitable society for all. The UK's political landscape is becoming increasingly polarized, with populist movements like Reform UK gaining traction by exploiting anxieties about immigration and security. These groups often employ divisive rhetoric, scapegoating minorities, and fueling a sense of national crisis. Their focus on immigration as the primary issue ignores the complex realities of modern Britain. While immigration undoubtedly poses challenges, it also brings benefits, contributing to economic growth, cultural diversity, and innovation. The UK's history is one of migration, and its identity is inextricably linked to its diverse population. To suggest that immigration is somehow incompatible with British values is not only inaccurate but also betrays a fundamental misunderstanding of the country's history and character. The government's response to these challenges has been inadequate. Instead of addressing the root causes of social problems, it has often resorted to populist rhetoric and divisive policies. This has created a climate of fear and uncertainty, making it harder to find common ground and build a more inclusive society. The future of Britain depends on our ability to address these challenges in a responsible and compassionate way. We need to reject the politics of fear and division and embrace a more inclusive and equitable vision for the future. This means investing in education, promoting social mobility, and ensuring that all citizens have the opportunity to thrive. It also means challenging prejudice and discrimination, and creating a society where everyone feels safe and respected.